And alhamdulillah, rahim, rabbil arshil azim, wa salatu salam, rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Na'am. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah, ikhwa wa ikhwat. Remember the last video I said, inshallah, I'm going to start trying to put a format together, inshallah. So this video right here, inshallah, is my first one with a format. So tell me how I do, inshallah, in the comments. Tell me how I did, inshallah. So now, I'm going to say the khutbah tahajjud at the end of it. I'm going to say the ayat. I'm going to say an ayat that I just had a conversation with a friend of mine. Him and his wife was having a discussion. They was having a discussion, a debate, because he was telling her about Adam alayhi salam, and she said she don't believe that, because she don't believe in our text. So I gave her an example. Well, both of them, I gave them an example of how Allah says something in the Quran and how it's come to fruition. Because you have the elite, what they call themselves, the elite society, that try to prove the Quran is to be wrong. So they went through it with a comb, breaking down all the ayahs to try to find something to say, see, I told you that this was wrong. And it's called Quran and science. And I was telling both of them how Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, ataqa rabbakum alladhi khalaqa min nafsin wahida wa khalaqa minha zawjaha wa batha minhuma rijalan kathiran wa nisaa. Break that down. Got you, inshallah. Break that down. So Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, ataqa rabbakum, fear your Lord, and fear your Lord, who has created one of you, and from that one created his mate. So he's talking about Adam alayhi salam, and from Adam alayhi salam he made Hawa, Eve. He made Eve from Adam. He made Eve out of Adam's rib. So they say the woman is naturally crooked because she comes from the rib. So he made Eve from Adam, and he said, from them two bore many nations, many nations. So I told you, from the elite, like the doctors and psychologists and whatever, the people, they call themselves the smart people, as they say. They perform a art. It's called Quran and science. So they went through the Quran to try something to refute Allah's words and say, I told you this is dead wrong. So they start at the ayat. Ya ayyuhan nas, ataqa rabbakum alladhi khalaqa min nafsin wahida. It says, oh mankind, fear your Lord, who has created one of you, and from that one created his mate. So they came up with a study called Quran and science. So what does a man pass down to his son? He passed down his chromosomes. His chromosomes, DNA. That's how you tell. They say he's the father. You're the father, because they look at the chromosomes. If you have the same DNA, we pass down to our sons our Y chromosome. Now, the doctors in this field start blood testing all the men, not just in all the regions, all the continents, Africa, Alaska, Europe, Russia. They start blood testing all the men. And guess what? All the men have the same Y chromosome. They came from Adam alayhi salam. So all of us are related. Every man is related. That means we come from the same person. That means we come from the same person. So you can't refute that. You can't refute, even if you don't believe in our text, you can't refute the science of it. And the science of it is that we all come from the same person. We all have the same Y chromosome. Our Y chromosome has different strands in it. That's how you can tell who you come from, who you related to. Father, son. So Adam alayhi salam is our prior great 50 times, or great grandfather, whatever. But we all men come have the same Y chromosomes. We come from Adam alayhi salam. So I just want to give you that, inshallah, called Quran and science. And the ayat is Ya ayyuhan nas, ataqa rabbakum, O mankind, fear your Lord. Wa khalaqa minha Ya ayyuhan nas, ataqa rabbakum alladhi khalaqa min nafsin wahida. One. Wa minha, and from him, wa minha zawjaha, he created his mate. So that's irrefutable right there through the text, because we believe in the text, and to the people that don't believe in the text, it's irrefutable because the science, they believe in science. So with that, inshallah, I'll try to make this video nice and sweet, inshallah. Inshallah, you benefited from this little talk. I was talking about Quran and science and the ayah from the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, you take this joint and it benefits you. It might benefit you today, maybe 2-3 years from now, it might kick in and say, you might be hearing something, say, well, that brother was talking about, X, Y, and Z. Because some conversations are not some conversations are a little deeper than just the surface. Sometimes this conversation might hit you 5 years later. Boom. I'll give you an example. When I was locked up one time, right? Had this white dude, and they called him for a visit. He was getting ready. He was combing himself, brushing teeth. I was like, yeah, I was messing with him. I said, you going to visit, huh? He said, yeah, you see my wife coming up, whatever it was to him. I said, yeah. So I tried to play him, but he really played me. I said, what you going to visit? I said, yo, what y'all gonna be talking about? He said, man, when my wife don't need to talk to communicate. And it ain't hit me until like years later, like boom, like they like what? Now because I heard him, but it ain't registered until like years later. That wasn't the surface conversation. That wasn't the surface answer. It hit me years later. So Islam do that to you sometimes. So some things you'll hear, you say boom, and it hits you. So with that, inshallah, tap in, like this joint, hit the bell, try to share it, try to get this channel to get a little more win, inshallah. So we can all get these blessings, inshallah. So with that, try to say dua for the people, inshallah. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, ameen wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Now, it's me, Abu Demi, Malik Zaid Dujana. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Naam.